Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Thursday, September the 5th meeting of the Finance Committee. Finance Committee is a committee of the whole, which means every school board member serves on the committee. Mr. Bass is here. He'll be returning momentarily. Mr. Newman is on his way. He's caught up in traffic on airline. I don't know if that's true or if that's just the best excuse we all use. Every time we're late, I'm caught in traffic on airline. Whatever the case, he will be here momentarily. We have one item to be considered today. That item is a request that we adopt revised principles and procedures manual for school activity funds. Mr. Rowland, if this was at your request, would you like to give us a little background? And then I think Mr. Beck is going to give us a little more technical insight. So Mr. Rowland, our Assistant Superintendent, will take it from here.
Mr. Bullard, Superintendent Downey, thank you for this time. As we began to follow through with Superintendent Downey's directives to align policy with practice, we have discovered our school activity fund manual was outdated to the extent of the third edition was provided in 2007, but the printed edition was 2003. So in efforts to clean that up, to bring our schools up to modern or today's methods that we use in the school activity fund, we got Mr. Gilbeck, who manages our school activity funds accounts, and looked at the document. We provided all the board, the original document and the revised document, plus the one that we're presenting to you tonight. So if you don't mind, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Gilbeck.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Beck. And by the way, I believe everyone should have received a copy of this revised document. So we've had an opportunity to review it.
Good evening, board members. Mr. Downey, as Mr. Rowland stated, myself and Mr. Rowland, along with Frank's blessing on this, have spent some hours putting this together. The premise of the school activity funds have never changed. They come out of the state legislative auditor's office, and the foundation of that is pretty set in solid concrete. We've had some issues, though, with technology and just updates where we are today. And so we have addressed those in this manual.
You've heard Mr. Beck's comments. You've had an opportunity to review the revised policy. Anyone have any questions of Mr. Beck, Mr. Rowland, or anyone else?
Mr. Bullard, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the Principles and Procedures Manual School Activity Funds revised August 2019.
We have a motion to adopt the revised principles and policies as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor, please raise your hand. There is no opposition. Passes. Any other comments? Is there any other business that we need to address? If not, we stand adjourned.
You got here just in time.